Game Woven is now proudly part of the One Shot Network. Check out other great podcasts at oneshotpodcast.com.
Speaking of House Magmallow and embarrassments, also wrapped up in the affairs of Chuck Wallace's Six Knives sideshow is one Count Cecil Dunes. Astute readers may wonder if Count Cecil is of the same house of mariners and shipwrights who lost most of their terrestrial holding to barbaric incursions from desert peoples. And they would be correct. Less attentive readers may recall the house by another name, and they would be risking a visit from the Inquisition of the Ordo if they were to say so. But to answer the pertinent questions, no, Count Cecil was not personally involved with the sorry affairs. Yes, we ought to still hold the failures of his family against him, and finally, yes, he's being a decent enough sport about the whole thing. One suspects that his recent posting is less the result of personal merits and more of that of the particular yet productive working relationship between the declining House Dunes and the rising House Magmallow. While this primer has, to this point, found itself preoccupied with the turbulent machinations of the last 3 centuries, this is not to say that our oldest and dearest friends whose exploits filled earlier volumes of the Bitter Litany have faded from our attention entirely. Administratix 15th class Nigel Locuic remains the sole 15th class Administratix, permanently thawed and, as I reiterate in every volume of this ongoing work that he himself dubbed a, quote, vile, bitter litany from half-idle pens envious of what the skilled might accomplish, does not scheme to end the righteous notion of peerage and fealty under the just wisdom of the undying emperor in favor of the tyranny of ledgers and abacuses. I am sure that the good Administratix has long since abandoned opinions inflected by the fiscal and logistical challenges associated with seeing that the harvests from the duchy's alveole are properly dispersed and not turned into further opulence for Archduke Leostav Oberon. And perhaps Nigel might make for a less ill-tempered dinner guest should less of the Empire's wealth be funneled through Leostav's brother-cousin Restov, the owner of the Titan Bank. One supposes the same might be said of the Lord Financier Restov once he has, at long last, repaid the debt he incurred from his brother-cousin by purchasing the bank from Duke Titan those many years ago. To the south, the Lord Captain Chimeristus Duke Hammond Kieranthal and his House of Perverse Tinkerers persist in concocting new horrors, bitter as ever that they have produced no great work to rival the Drakes since they forged the first dead steel blades a few centuries back and were immediately upstaged by Zanikostovich and the Brazen. Perhaps, if the Brazen truly are spent, the undying Empire may again find a use for them. But it is this Litanist's opinion that the Dunes are good for mocking and Kieranthal is good for gawking. So by all means, make their acquaintance but avoid their society. And amongst it all stands House Imperialis, the High House, the domain of the Grand Duke Maximus Rex, the large and golden and unmoving keepers of the Emperor's bloods, the first son of the Emperor, his most faithful and loyal servants, exhausting, pompous, and capable of eradicating all of us whenever they may choose. Dear reader, as much of the work of the Bitter Litany is meant to pierce the veil and chronicle the intricate dance of the good and great among the vampirage in their unending masquerade ball, know this. House Imperialis is a masquerade within a masquerade. To adequately chronicle their dance would require volumes all of its own, and I suspect that that is half the point of the pomp and secrecy. It is a distraction to know anything but this. They are the High House Imperialis. And thus we have set the stage. Next, we might meet the players.
The thing I love about this show is we can spend a long time talking about noble houses and naming archdukes, and you, the dear listener, will come along with us because it's a world building podcast, and God forbid we do a little world building. It felt great. Felt good. I enjoyed it.
Shocking name.
But let's get into some character work. I want to see who our pivotal chess pieces are going to be in this story of the waning years of the Undying Empire.
We don't know the waning. Everything is fine. What are you talking about?
True. No, it's all good. All glory to the Undying Empire. He will shepherd us into the new world, and we will conquer the continent within days, perhaps. Who would like to go first? Who's gonna make an evil fella?
So, real quick above the table, that obviously like playing the prince, like the final child of Vladislav, this is like a really compelling idea, and I think it'd be really fun to have someone playing them as a PC. I have some strong leanings already of my own idea, but I wanted to give you kind of like right of first refusal if you were interested in playing that. Because if you weren't, I might go away from my initial leanings just because it's too juicy.
I
to
also
not have
noticed
someone
Emily
here.
had an extremely visceral reaction. Was that because you would be interested in playing it, or because you were just interested in it being part of this? Up to
Both.
you. If
But
you,
you
if you
know,
want,
Oh, okay, fair.
I just fill in the gaps.
I think there's appeal there. As I'm thinking about it, I honestly, Emily, I feel like playing somebody who is that deep in over her head would be really cool within your wheelhouse and give you an opportunity to flex that.
What do you say?
Well, Elias Dunes is in over his head, and that's a fun character. I'm torn between a couple of different things. Thoughts that I have are like an administratics fort class who's got an agenda, or somebody who is part of the Grand House Imperialis. Not necessarily like Maximus Rex, but the head of one of the factions, somebody who is attempting to usurp that place. I guess like in both of those cases, it would be somebody who is attempting to usurp that place as prince within the parlance of the game. I think that's kind of where my interests are going, because I don't currently have a clear idea as to what the project of the last remaining Zanakostovich is.
Zad, I really like you as a potential usurper
As the second prince.
to the Grand Duke, to the House Imperialis. Like, you are such a shit stirrer. Like, it would be, you would, oh my goodness. And you're not afraid to say into a microphone with your whole chest, we should use weapons of mass destruction.
And I've got specific ideas as to how and why. So I'm going to.
You're a talker. We need to make sure you somewhere you can talk.
There is the upstart. One of your backgrounds is you can be an upstart.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's on my radar. So I'm gonna take that kind of role.
I love it.
I think that Rob and Emily, both of you, would do some really cool stuff as Zanakostovich. I also really like the idea of having the church and Rob's opinions on the church. That's why I'm not like hopping up and down for you to play the princeps
Because we
princess.
need you in the church.
Because I'm like, the church idea is fun. So I don't want to put you on the spot, Emily.
Be the Pope.
Rob's just like, I'm going to be the Sangard.
Well, no. So not
the full.
I don't want to be the Sangard,
No,
but
this is.
we can get into it.
We don't have quite the hole to have that
Emily,
level of.
I'll let you think on it. I feel like a lot of people are nodding at you to play the prince here. I will let you dwell on that if Lex and Bree want to talk about sort of what they're concocting.
I'm probably ready to start like getting into the weeds if you two want or need more time to think about what you want to be before we talk about that stuff.
I'm thinking about doing war crimes again.
Okay.
Shocker.
Are you going to go back to Magmalo?
No.
Different war crimes.
Yeah, I was thinking upstart chimericist in House Karen Ball.
Okay.
I love the idea that you're the person that made the order that got given to get the bones. Lex.
I thought for the bones, the Emperor had. I thought the Emperor had a plan.
Sure.
I like the background of spider, but I don't know where that would fit in.
Oh, you
Spare
could.
is like you're like the backup child, and Spider's spymaster, basically.
I like you as a spider because that's kind of what you slot into as a person, and I mean that in the nicest way.
Yeah.
You
I
could
mean-
be an air spider.
Kind of what I like about the spare is the thought of like, yes, I'm not the heir. They think I was replaceable or unimportant, so I changed
Ah.
that.
You got something to prove.
I think that would be a great place to put someone from House Oberon.
Hmm.
Because it's like the idea of like, I'm walking around with all of my family's money and power and influence.
Also, would be a good fit in the Ordo Principium or House Kirenthal. Ordo Principium, and you're basically playing a 40k Inquisitor.
Yeah.
I'm not overly familiar with 40k, but I like the thought of Ordo Principium because
It's fine.
also
You can
like
do an
they have
accidental.
they have a presence in a lot of places. So like
Mhm.
I'm in a position where I have ears everywhere.
Yeah, and you would be able to go basically wherever you wanted because of the influence of that house. But how about we get into the weeds on everyone's character one by one? Rob, you said you actually have some content you're ready to kick off with. Let's hear what you're doing.
So we're gonna go with the vassal background.
Can you tell us a little bit about the vassal?
Your oath is sure as an anchor and heavy as silence, and sometimes it is your only refuge amidst the raging tumult of the court. You have sworn yourself in service to a noble master, your fealty and support in exchange for their patronage and protection. Advance their interests and watch your own star rise.
Hell yeah. Choose a name, something fervent, grudging, or dutiful, and pronouns.
We'll get there. I don't names are tough, but
We've done a lot of naming. Choose what history took from you that you've longed for and railed against ever since. The secret grief that haunts your every step.
one of the options, the top option is your family's name and your right to inherit, stripped from you to punish your parents for their insolence. Because lots of people give up their name going into the church. But what if it wasn't optional? So I think whatever family, and this was like a long time ago, whatever family I was part of has been scrubbed from the records. And it is now just part of the church. Like the church, whatever happened, the church was like, no, you don't get to be your own family now. Congratulations, you're now all people of the cloth.
May I throw in an alternative, which you can reject if you like?
Mm-hmm.
The High House Imperialis, for whatever reason, did not approve of your ascension, but also didn't want to shame the house that you were originally part of, and so they ascended you into the church to a level where you would have to lose your name and identity.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of like in medieval times when people would be like sent off to be like a monk because
Mhm.
they were bad and people didn't want them to be the next heir. I like that. Yeah, absolutely.
So then my question is, do you want to identify what house you were with, or do you want to hold that?
Oh, I see. When you said it, I'm from House Imperialis. They did their thing
Oh,
to one of their
no!
own.
Oh, that's excellent.
It's not a tool they just use for other houses.
Whew. You will get some stats. The stats are embers, iron, mist, salt, and shadows. They have very nebulous boundaries. We'll get into those. And generally, what you do is when you roll, you select which one you think you're emphasizing at the time. We can kind of go into detail on those a little bit later. But it's a PBTA, and PBTA always changes the names of their core stats to be thematic. So if you've ever played one, I think you'll be able to intuit what each one of these is. The reason I want to gloss over that really quick is because I want to get to the juicy stuff.
Yes.
Choose one person you are devoted to whose support got you where you are today. There's actually 3 that you're going to be choosing, but I'm going to go one by
yes.
one by one.
I think I'm gonna say a fellow vassal, callow and less favored, who chafes against their station and longs to surpass you, is the person. This is a person who I got to where I am today because I have literally been 3 steps ahead of them at every turn. Like I have the position they've worked 200 years to get.
And you got it as a punishment.
Yes.
Yeah. To them, this is their ultimate reward. To you, this is a fate worse than death. Basically, Rob is creating 3 people in his life, and then 2 of them will be strong attachments, and 1 will be a weak attachment. And then Rob will have to name each of them and give them a detail. We don't have to do this do that right this very second, because it's a lot of names. Your next person is one person who you suspect may not be worthy of your loyalty.
I'm gonna say my master's eager heir, who charms you even as you resent their thoughtless privilege. So this is the person that's like next in line in line to be like the next Sanghark when the current Sanghark retires, dies, or falls out of favor.
Right.
I do think at the core of this character, this was a punishment, but they're like all in now.
Right. Well, your character isn't just gonna roll over and die.
Yeah.
If this is the punishment, you're gonna be the Sanghark.
If I'm gonna be put in the church, I'm gonna be the best person in this goddamn church.
Yeah. And then finally, one for whom you have sacrificed a great deal.
Definitely gonna go with a grizzled veteran who taught you how to work around orders and make your peace with killing.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That sounds perfect.
And then which are your strong bonds and which is your weak?
Yeah, I think we're gonna go with the eager heir is a weak bond, and the other, the veteran and the fellow vassal is strong.
Okay. So you've identified your background. What is your position?
There's still more background stuff.
Is there? Oh, did I miss one? I apologize. Oh, sorry.
You're good.
You have sworn your service to the head of a noble house, and you owe them your loyalty and devotion. Your master is bound by law and custom to provide you with suitable quarters, a wardrobe that will not shame them, a modest allowance, and 1 day of leisure each week to tend to your private affairs. Choose 2 duties that you swore openly to uphold as part of your oath, and 1 more that is an unspoken understanding between you.
Obviously, I work directly for the Sanghark. I'm trying to figure out a good title, but mouthpiece or like a speaker. That's going to be like the title of like, I'm the person that gets sent because the Sanghark needs to be able to weigh in on a lot of things, but can't be bothered to be at 50 places at once, right? So I am, in effect, speaking with the Sanghark's like authority, but there's like the understanding that there is like a step of removal because I'm not the Sanghark, but I like am coming here to weigh in with the weight of the Sanghark. So I think that means that the best ones that fit for me are to provide answers to their questions and solutions for their problems, and to protect their good name and punish those who would besmirch it, and then be their eyes and ears and report what you discover is the unspoken part of that.
All right. Choose up to 5 bright futures that you dream might still be. We're doing 3, sorry, right? We're doing 3?
Yes.
Yeah.
Choose up to 3 bright futures that you dream might still be yours if history is kind. I know one of them.
Yeah, so first of all, to win great glory and being given land and title of your own.
And that is through achieving the rank of Sanghark.
Yes.
Yeah.
To be acknowledged for all that you have sacrificed.
Okay. And then may I submit one? The very first one. To be avenged for the indignities your master has heaped upon you. Not the Sanghark, but House Imperialis.
Perfect. Yes.
Okay. All right. There we go. Now we have done your background. Now let us do your position.
And it's gotta be the barrow.
It's gotta be the barrow.
Faith is like an ocean, or so the saying goes. It can carry you through misfortune on a favoring breeze, or dash you on the rocks with your lungs full to drowning. And so the faithful clamor for a beacon to show the right path and guide them safe to shore. But that isn't what they need. They need a barrow to bury their fear and keep their secrets and hold their roiling god fast in sleep.
Delightful. Choose 1 to 3 distinct features.
Okay, this is a lot of this is ocean coded because of
Yep.
that. So I'm gonna go a little off script, I think.
Let her rip.
I will take a lantern hanging from a gnarled driftwood's staff, burning with salt blue flame.
I would too.
Because exactly, why wouldn't
Yeah.
you? I think I have a large ornate necklace. I think it's want to be like a large necklace, and on it, so it's basically just like large kind of like would be silver. Let's go with like gold like plates with runes that nobody can read because it's all of the names of gods that I've personally helped kill by having people no longer believe in them long enough. That I wear as a sign of pride.
Awesome. Choose at least 1 of 3 omens that is preoccupying the people of the Citadel lately, and take a belief token for each choice. Every one of the positions has tokens, and that is how they activate their position abilities. So choose 3 omens, or, if you want to write some, you can write some.
Yeah. So obviously, again, this is flavored towards the barrow and the sea and all of that. So I think first omen.
You could also replace like their mentions of the barrow god as like portents from outside gods that you need to quash as well.
Yeah.
So part of me wonders, the gods that you killed by making no one believe in them long enough, if that belief returns, does the god return?
Perhaps in a new way?
This is inside baseball, even for everyone except most of the people here. Because so I did a little side project where I did a speech as like a random church person to a classroom about why gods are stupid because we can kill them and the emperor is great because you can't. And that's who I'm playing. I'm going that person.
I knew it!
Yeah.
That should probably hit the patchwork feed at some point.
Yeah, maybe we'll put that on the patchwork feed, or maybe I'll remake it.
Transcribe it and redo it.
Yeah.
Rob, I will hold space for you if you choose to do that.
All right, so I'll do the first one. A castaway washed up in the bay below the Citadel. Or I guess the Citadel is landlocked, isn't it? So it would be like below a port last week. And the townsfolk are convinced that their feverish ravings are the message from a vengeful god.
Okay. Would you like to select another one?
I wonder who that could be.
Could be any god.
There's so many. I mean, we pissed off literally all of them.
A new set of gods came from the city of the gods to step in and start dealing with this shit.
We're changing my first one to from a new set of gods.
I mean, Lotharius is new. Ish.
So my second one will be, while easy to dismiss 300 years ago, the cult of the Seventh Ride's prophecies are dangerously close to coming true.
Okay.
I just thought of Cult of the Seventh Ride randomly today, and when I was thinking about this, I was like, yep, we're just putting that into the world.
Okay.
Do you want to keep it at 2?
Yeah.
All right. Why can you never lay down this burden and simply walk away?
My faith is as much a part of me as the breath in my lungs or the blood in my veins. Could no longer abandon the empire than I could stop the tide.
Yeah. All right. That is going to be Rob's character. We will need a name, but then, we're in good shape.
A little bit of fleshing out that I can think of. So, like, I think my main gripe, like, my main conflict with the rest of the church and the Sangard. So, for instance, the Empire's at this point probably noticed that there's some cult activity in the Bowerlands, but I've also noticed that their harvests have also gone up in correlation with cult activity, right? So the Sangard and like the establishment of the Empire would be like, doesn't matter, you see a cult, kill a cult. And I'm like, okay, but we know that these gods are not problems because we can just kill them when we want. So what if we ride the line of like how long, like maybe what we can at least wait to kill these gods until the harvest season is over, right?
Oh, that's going to get an inquisitor up your ass so fast.
Yes. The line I'm thinking is like we're so powerful, nothing could go wrong.
This is the exact kind of crack that lets the foundation breaking flood in. It's perfect. Who is ready to tell me about their character?
Me.
Let's go, Lex.
Oh, I was waiting for you to ask me something. Sorry.
To start the questions, I need to know what your background is.
I'm an upstart.
You're an upstart. With what house?
Karen Paul.
An upstart with Carenthal. Let me get to the upstart section. Okay. Go ahead and read the flavor text for upstart.
You never dared dream of the power you now wield, and sometimes it chokes you with terror, how easily it could slip your grasp. Fated only to sweat and suffer, you have risen above your common birth to stand eye to eye with the great houses and the prince themselves. Live large while you can, and watch the bastards squirm.
Yes. Choose a name, something vulgar, forgettable, or proud, and pronouns. Have you chosen a name yet?
Oh, Gawain Carenthal.
Gawain?
Yeah.
Oh, that's too good. I love it.
Are you gonna
Very-
say it like that every time?
Gawain? Gawain? Choose what history took from you that you've longed for and railed against ever since. The secret grief that haunts your every step.
My younger brother, fearless and sure-footed, who slipped from the cliff top before my disbelieving eyes to break his body on the reef below.
Shit.
Don't worry, I found uses for him.
Shit. Choose one tie to your old life that you guard more fiercely than your station.
Your first love, who held you warm and close as you spun tales of the sweeter life waiting for you both.
All right. Choose one tie that you try to tell yourself you've left behind.
Your memory of all the sleepless nights you shivered and all the hungry days you longed for more.
And one tie so dear you can scarcely bear to think of it.
Your grandparent, relentless and grimly practical, who tried to dash your hopes until the world could destroy them.
Oh, nice. All right. What are your strong ones and what is your weak?
My strong ones are my first love and my sleepless nights. My weak is the grandma.
All right. Your position at court is contentious but invaluable, and you have made yourself very difficult to dislodge. It comes with rooms in a less used corner of the keep or in the citadel, a comfortable stipend from the prince, and some badge of office that sets you on near equal footing with the nobles of the court. Choose one judgment against you the nobility have passed of their own accord, and two that you actively cultivated. So one thing they think is true, and two that like you definitely had a hand in causing.
Oh, they think I'm crude.
Most think you crude and do not credit you with a heart that beats and loves.
Yep.
And then what are two judgments that you have actively cultivated?
I want them to think that I am vulgar. Most think you vulgar and pay your actions no more mind than a servant. And I want them to think that I am inferior.
And flatter themselves that their rank matters at all to you. Oh, how fun. Choose 3 bright futures for yourself that you dream might still be yours if history is kind.
I dream to reshape the kingdom, reshape the keep and kingdom in pursuit of some grand vision.
Ooh. Do you want to tip your hand on what that vision is, or do you want to hold that?
Well, I'm a chimericist. I think everything can be improved. be it the kingdom or its people, through science and alchemy. Everyone could be a little bit better. So I guess the grand evolution of our people. What's the thing where, like, you want everybody to be, like, cyborg? But there's a word for that.
Oh, you're a transhumanist.
Yes.
Okay. 2 more.
I wish to marry my noble lover, and damn what the kin might say.
All right.
This one is gonna maybe need some tweaking, but to revenge myself upon the mighty who have scorned me.
We'll get some mighty that have scorned you.
Oh, I already know.
Okay. Delightful.
While you were going over Rob's, I was partially listening while also playing this character. I did a lot of the work ahead of time.
All right. Let's go to your position.
Oh, I'm the leash.
Okay. Oh, right. Because you got. Mm-hmm.
In the eyes of the great houses, little separates the hawks, hounds, and steeds they prize from the objects, the subjects they rule, save this. A beast has not the wit to rebel. In their pride, they forget that theirs is not the voice that snaps, the scent that soothes, the hands that feed. True enough, a beast has not the wit to rebel, but its trainer certainly might.
Choose 1 to 3 distinctive features.
This one, just because that's what my voice does already, a low growl of voice that makes even the bravest heart shudder.
All right.
The low growl part, not the make everyone shudder part, I hope.
You make me shudder. I'm terrified.
Oh, okay. Restless hands. Beak scarred and callous, in constant need of a task.
Excellent. Anything else you want to draw attention to?
How many hands I have?
Okay. How many is it?
I've lost track. They're constantly working on something in the back. Like they're autonomous at this point. I just give them orders in the morning. They work on stuff.
Are they attached to you?
Yes, some of them.
Oh,
I love this breath.
so you're Gawain the Grafted. We Elden Ring.
Foul tarnished.
Foul tarnished. I love it. Choose at least 1 trouble that has the stables in an uproar and take a confidence token for each choice.
A fever is spreading through the muse. 2 hawks have already succumbed. If you cannot bring it to heal, it will burn through the prince's birds like wildfire. It's not birds.
What is it? Is it chimeras or is it drakes?
Chimeras.
I was just gonna put birds in quotation marks.
Yeah, yes.
The flying monsters.
Well, no. Let's say it's drakes.
Okay.
Ooh.
I feel like drakes are kind of the more noble version, so...
Uh-huh.
this
No, I
would-
was working on something. It's okay.
Okay. I got you.
I probably started the disease, honestly. That's my fault.
Wouldn't
Yeah.
blame you. Do you have another trouble you would like to add?
Nah.
No? You just want 1?
Okay, double down on the disease. This is real bad.
No, well, I'll just
No,
make
I'm
the
kidding.
disease extra spicy.
No, I'm kidding. But, like, no, I think I'm good.
And why can you never lay down this burden and simply walk away?
Oh, I trust none of my assistants to devote themselves to proper care of my charges. They're each too green, too careless, or too hungry for status.
That makes complete sense. And they don't have enough hands.
They don't have enough hands.
Insufficient hands.
When they say all hands on deck, you're like,
Uh-huh.
I
This
got
is
you.
you.
Mhm, mhm.
So there's Gawain. Who is next?
I'm good to go.
You have been listening to Game Oven, a creative storytelling collective building a world 1 game at a time. This week we have been playing The Bitter Litany, a Powered by the Apocalypse game of tragic fantasy intrigue by Luke Jordan, which is still in development as we play it, but keep an eye out for it soon. This week, our players are the core cast of myself, Brianna Jean, TT Benjamin, Robbie Rowling, Zachiel Green, Emily Anderson, and Lex Olden. If you like what we're doing, feel free to leave us a review on your favorite podcasting app, and you can support us over on Patreon at patreon.com/GameWoven, as well as supporting the network we are a part of, which is the One Shot Podcast Network, where we have just some truly amazing shows that we get to be affiliated with. And if you're looking for something to do to listen to, go check them out.